Bam. So y'all know parental discretion is advised. And you know what came up, y'all? I ain't never been a renter center. Look, that was a bad decision. There's still, this could be somebody hiding something. And the information that I'm delivering is disappointing, ain't it? Look, this the decisions card. Look, this it is also documentation. It's a business. Y'all think y'all stole my business? Remember, you gotta have a plan A and a plan B. You better be ready for war, niggas. Look, King of Pentacles, you better be ready for war, niggas. Look, there's somebody coming in. Going in, look, surprise. Wall, nigga. Get up against the wall, nigga. Look, this locking them up. This is not didn't this jump push you off the edge? Look at how I blocked them. You know how people be protesting against you, like, we hated them. Remember, I told you what they was doing, and I really don't care. Like I said, for the hateful people, you get a snare. You get a snare. As a matter of fact, let's set up some bear traps. Huh? Who want to go hiking, dears? Look, bear traps. Fuck around and find out. Round here. Judgment there. No clowns here. And you like my shoes and shit, right? Look, ain't that cool? That's a presenting. This is also an entertainer. Look. Then I tell you, look, and it's aimless. Look, it's aimless. You go miss every time. Look at this shit, the infinite sign. That means you're supposed to move all around. That's why I said I'll knock you down every time. Look, it's pitching the ball. Look, who want to play baseball with me? I promise I won't swing till you move. You got to do it in a dress. Some high heel boots. No, some high heel cleat boots. That's why I whooped somebody's ass. That's funny. No, it's just funny, y'all. For real, look at where it came from. They was digging up, playing with worms. Remember? And remember I told y'all about Lieutenant Crummy? Look, Crummy. So he was brashing out these people shit, and they still was coming in bummy. Look. Everything else was over his head. Look was over him, and look what he's giving them. And they was on their knees for it. And I caught him. Look at my scope, y'all. Like I said, a nigga never bored. See, I gave this here lion head life. And then we got wings on it. So you got a lion head flying over you bitches with wings, and y'all trying to pass off information and do all kind of stranger things. Look! Can you make this up, friends? Trying to do stranger things, and I caught you with this 7 here. Now look, clean. How do the no, they go, I need some handcuffs. Can I make a city? Look, like you come over here, I'm arresting your stupid ass. Look at these people look slow in the background. Look, they look like they're tired. Like, so that's why I said leave me alone, swords. And if I'm still able to carry swords and they trying to hold they can't even hold their tears up. What do you think gonna happen if they come? Ain't I'm supposed to tear them up? I got 5 swords. I told you I'll turn into a helicopter, do the propeller. Look, that's funny, y'all. That make people really be scared. Look, ain't this fire? Look at the clarity. This is also knowledge too. Like I said, I could anybody. I can't do it if they know I'm online. Look. Somebody's in their feelings about this information. So a hair font's in their, a group's in their feelings about it. For real. Like temperance, the hair font walked away from the emotions, headed towards the temperance, because the reliable offer has him in the 5 of Cups. So who's the hair font? Who's the Taurus? So a Taurus and a Hierophant and a Temperance is going to jail for unreliable offer. So somebody tried to hand off something and it wasn't accepted. And it's not going to be accepted when it comes to pimping. Look, like I said, that last cut would have me walking around here limping. But anyways, hands down, look, I was seeing them. So I was like, hold on, who are these two? What do you got? What are you little bastards doing over there too? Because I just caught you trying to challenge the woo, nigga. That shit, look, balance. Balance. This still represents balance and protection. That's why I said, okay, y'all want to tear that little Jesus doll up, but the Tower card wanting to pop up. 9 card, somebody gonna get 9 years of balance. About to pile up. And when I was 9, I seen them. Remember, I was fly. The 9 of Cups look fly. That's a lot of shit to have on a kid. Look, this look fly. 6 of Cups. I gotta shuffle these, y'all. Take it and start. Yeah. Look, 6 of Cups. That was the 9 of Pentacles popped out, y'all, and the Magician. So yeah. So look what this big head gave me. Look what he gave. Look what I got. But I didn't know really from the top. But that's when they started stealing the mail. And they stole a whole lot of it. And everybody had a paper trail. So whose child am I? Remember the orphan? Lena Clamor wasn't no joke. That was a hot ass movie. Look at Lena Clamor. They don't even know. Look, they don't even know. Like, oh, hi, little girl. Then she come out like this. That shit funny. Look. Like, got you. You thought that was a harmless kitten. You end up with a motherfucking man coon. Look, you forgot. Niggas forgot. Look, they forgot about the blitz. Look. The fast ass messages and everything. Hobbs gonna trample on them. Like I said, give me one of them horses. Put them in the bull zone. Look, put them in the. I'm a matador, but put them on it. Put them on that. Look, put them on it. Like your turn. You wanted a cup. You wanted to give her a cup of love. Now we're gonna give you a ticket. Look, give them a ticket. Don't give them a ride. They wanted to go. They wanted to play. Look, give them. Oh, you can't make this up. This is what the bulls will do. You can't make that up. They shouldn't be on there. Ain't on fire. You could put her in there too, since she was on fire, since she got that hot coochie. Let's see if she can hold that down. Look, ain't it funny? On top of that, like I said, they stole my money and they even came from. Look, they stole. But the horse was like, because some people are they so fucking desperate. That's why everybody stink. That was their death wish. Everybody stink. Like everybody like, Jesus, please save me. Now right? Look, everybody got a document, kids and all. Like I said, sock it to me. Literally plug them in the socket. That's crazy. I'd be mad as a bitch. And then they got the new shit with, like I said, they got the Tyrannosaurus Rex and what else? Damn, that shit slipped my mind that fast. It'll come back though. But look, throw that shit in the trash. I owe you nothing. I need my motherfucking money. Look, throw that shit in the trash. Look, and the doctor gave all this disappointing news to the people. They beat each other up, and this one dude that was fucking everybody. They all in a conflict. He watching them because he know what he did too. The one guy, that King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or just some nasty guy. Period. Like I said, they weren't good hygiene. Like hygienically pleasing. Like you still have to own up to some shit, bitch. And veneers ain't gonna cut it neither. Cause I want to see the original shit. A lot of these motherfuckers be having that shit be looking like this. Now, if you got a gum disease, that's different. You was born with it, that's different. When you was up there chopping up every steak, nigga, you lost me. And if you get my fucking drift, nasty pieces of shit. Oh, with the King of Swords. Am I playing or am I bluffing about it? Ain't it funny to y'all? Like I said, stuff that. Look, taking, drinking all the fish. Like, I'll eat that. And then he got that. He got that message. That shit nasty. Like I said, your health is your wealth. That's a blessing. For real, all shit ain't good. You sometimes you have to turn it down. Like I said, I ain't no fucking clown. And then, I was working on something. Like I said, it was time to put the money down. Cause I'm like, damn, I know I could do this. This is nice. Like, get with it. And then even if I'm not dealing with people, like if you got a smart side to you, I'm trying to utilize that shit. Like I said, I'm a sole proprietor. I could add or remove you at the drop of a dime. We don't have the LLC, but I know how to I know how to do something too. You can't make this up. I'm just about my business so you wouldn't be in my pocket, and then we wouldn't be on this. I wouldn't be on this wanting people to hit the kill switch on themselves. At first, I used to be scared to get the cards, you guys. But look, somebody said that. But once I got comfortable with my story, and this is a storybook, bro. A magical one. You ain't gotta believe in it, but you believe in fuck shit. So Aries is sad and fit in despair and trying to put somebody in despair. Like I said, you wasn't still gonna stop this. Y'all see me in the rain. I miss rain too. Speaking of that. Look, and that's the reversal. They regretful about the reversal with their magic. Like I said, y'all want to play with people and shit, like with the garbage and everything, because I can see a lot of that. Look, long time coming. I was watching you bitches, and this is somebody who's still ready for war, even though we always almost to the finish line. It's like, yeah, it's a long time coming, but guess what? When you pray, look at the armor. And these staffs could represent them spirits y'all was playing with. Remember? Like I said, you can't go against God. Spirits. This could be information coming from the sky, especially with the people that you guys portrayed that were actually good people. Because, like I said, everybody wasn't bad. Everybody had an example to live from, no matter what you was living with. But when you came for this, it was like, hold on, they've got life insurance. I got life insurance on them. This my life insurance. Should I not be cashing out? This worth way more than whatever they could even dream about. Look, this life insurance. Look at how I cashed out on them. But Infinite, look, I did backflips from their spell work because this what they did to me on top of that. In all forms of fashion. For you know how scary it is to have to go get food and not sure like who's trying to tip in first and slide the money because they're trailing you. It's not about being paranoid. You can really see the shit. Like I said, and remember that phone, y'all? Don't forget about the information phone. Whoever stole that, they need to be gone, y'all. It get big. I don't give a fuck. People be like, oh, you shouldn't have never tried to go against them. Okay. Like I said, we playing this to the end. God, can I smoke another cigarette? If that's my thing. And it's not even to play with nobody. I'm so serious. I really do live by that. But I also was taught to defend myself. Why you think they got karate and gun ranges and shit? What you think that's for? Bombs and shit. What is that for? So why I can't have none? Look, you can't make this shit up. What is that for? The bombs and everything, gun range, all of that. Look at me. What is that for? And that looked like a golf course. What is that for? Let me get that hole in one for you. That's many skills and talents. Look, like I said, that's more than enough to fill up a chalice. And you don't technically, even though I am for the community, I don't have to share a goddamn thing. Like, bitch, that's all me. People be acting like they're entitled to your shit. That's why I told a bitch, yo, if that's the case, you ready to get in this fight? Cause that's what you got to do. Look, all these is the pin the tail on all the donkeys. Look, just one per 2020. We gonna fasten those bolts and shit and make sure everything's clear. Look, and we see you, dears. You cannot change it. And I know this is weird, but it's still fun. Like I said, this is fucking fun. They can't take this away from me. Like I said, if multiple fathers, I respect all of them. But then when I'm my father, to where you want me to do? How you expect me to take this? Like I said, he wants to be me and I am you, friends. Look, then you got the disappointed news. Look, came in thrashing. Look, because we had to kill them. They weren't that classy when it came to this. See what they got? What was the license? Yeah, the license. What's the class? Look, this how they crashed into me. Look, this how she slid into me. Nigga, I spent to the other side. Like I said, that was a huge ass bribe. Look at my investigator and the Virgo and the other higher ups. They're watching this. Like I know you're in blind sight. For real, my shit is real. Like I said, Iron Mike. With the roof off of. Look, this is a rocket to the moon, friends. Hmm? Is it a rocket to look? You can't make this shit up. Don't just look like a rocket to the moon. Look, he look like he's standing there waiting for the bitch to come up. The rocket to the moon, babe. I need my fucking pay because they was wrong. Like I said, everybody who played wasn't gonna get away, didn't I? Look, they got caught. Yeah, look at that light. See, instead of walking around like this, instead of marching with it, I was walking around spinning. Remember how they do the exorcism and shit? I was walking around spinning, and they were just shooting the light everywhere. That's how everything came out like that. So it technically was a trap. Look, this walking around spinning. You be standing still. Sometimes you didn't even have to move. And most of the time I couldn't because they kept on stagnating me. Look, but I was protected beyond their concern. And they didn't know it. Like I said, play with fire, you get burns. I was taking them lessons. And play with fire, you get burned. Can't make this up. I was taking those lessons. It ain't the thing that I think I missed. They challenged me, and like I said, I gave them the kick. It's kicking something up. Look, I didn't win this soccer, this shit. Look, I didn't knock them in. I didn't hit a field goal, kick him. No, that's the both, right? Look, they've been doing this shit for too long. Too long. It's not long, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. Damn. So you, like I said, these guys, these judges and shit, the hermit. This is somebody with the knowledge on people's shit and how to block it. Like I said, sorcerers. I'm not gonna hold you. You are the shit. Look, you the shit. And then they were doing people like this, and I caught them. Like I said, I was born like this. I didn't get a chance to do none of the. I didn't really enjoy this. Childhood. I'm not holding the trauma or nothing. Because when we were friends, you guys, I loved the shit out of you. We were fucking friends. But when you became to this, when you just did yourself, it was like fuck it. Hit the send button on that shit. Fuck that. Hit the send. The sun. Look, hit the fucking sun. This is taking off too with the Knight of Cups. Look, hit the sin because we not about to play with this. Hit the sin and somebody loving it. Like I said, I'm very diligent. And this they repercussions for coming for people business. Like I said, they need some new stuff in anyway. I would have paid for it too. What he said, what my man said, he would pay for the plastic. I wouldn't get it. Look, if that's what you want, tell me what you want. Please tell me what you need. Tell me if makeup is not for you, babe. Look, it's like change make me over. Look, that's disappointing news. Look, to go under there and get all them bruises. Look, this the ass of the titties, the face. Look, this all the kind of surgeries you can get. And some people just was getting in and getting erased. Was that a setup too? Get under the knife. I'm going to get you. Look, this is the beginning and the end too. Like, remember this? Remember this looked like a remembery poster. This how you want to be remembered? Right? Remember how you want to be remembered? Look. To be true, how you want to be remembered? Under the knife? Look. Shit, ain't this a story? And look, how you want to be remembered? It's the priest and everything, y'all. You cannot fuck around. Look, how you want to be remembered? This is the mural. This the pictures. This the money that they gotta pay, the little change they gonna pay, and the money they gonna get per. How many dollars? How many life insurance policies can people get on one person? Look, how many? Everybody? So if, hey, somebody want to be my friend, so I could put life insurance on you, I could have 8 friends. 9 if you count the girl inside. That ain't got to be me. I'm just using the numbers. I could have 9 people. I mean, I could do, look. Ain't I on fire? You like that, huh? Look how I did it. Look how I lit us up. Look how grandpa gave me that badge. Who's my grandfather though? No, who my grandfather? No, who my grandfather is? Look at me. Who is my fucking grandfather, y'all? Who fucking my mom? I mean, mom, yeah. Who fucking my mom, right? And they made me who the grandfather is. Mm. So I can get my fucking money. You know what I can do with this sword? Like I said, you don't got to repeat what the fuck you see. And like, I'm not traumatized or I'll be living like the rest of the stinkies. Look, I'm not traumatized. You got to balance your emotions. That's why I was thankful. Look, you got to balance that shit. This somebody balanced. This ain't no off brand bitch. Look how balanced I am. I stood against them. Like I said, they ain't had no boundaries. Damn near if you kind of, I'm not on, you don't know. You could add it up. That's boundaries. Borders, look. This blocking some shit too, breaking the bitch heart. Like, no, we ain't standing. I can't go for that. Look, got the boxing gloves on, got the fire, the Holy Spirit, got guns, got people, information, a way to send out to people. Because this would be airwaves. Look what I'm doing now. Look at the airwaves. This sending from me to you. Look, ain't that fire? You can't make that up. Look, me to you. This message is, and it's fast too. This the internet. Man, I'm trying to fuck with it. I just need my money. So any friends still y'all watch it? Look, stop playing. Look, trying to fuck with it. See, we know them secrets. Look, trying to fuck with it. Just fucking with something too to work hard. And I know about it. That's why I put you on blast. Ain't no, you can't listen. It's friends that's following me in this town. Like a lot of you bitches, like I said, this friend. Look, this is a nigga that knows something. This everything. So it's like I said, it's mean. And then I got this red wig on today because you know that red mean I want you dead. So everybody caught on to that. They like, yeah, she want him dead today. Even though I need to shuffle these. Yeah, they supposed to be dead, especially for and that shows that they was playing with the magic, but it don't work. Like I said, I call on the Lord and I make sure, you know what I'm saying, that you stop by any means necessary. Look, you could stop them. This the stopper right here, the Lord. Call it what you want to. They did the stopper, so I stopped up that clogged the bitch. Look, the stopper clogged they shit up. Look, stopper. You can't make this up. Let me see this. Ooh, stop up. You can't even look. This is hold your mule, hold your horses. Look, stop her. Like, look, how you get up on there? How you did that? How she know that we was coming? Look, you can't make this shit up. I'm flipping these bitches up, y'all. How she knew we was coming? Because I told you I could smell you bastards from a mile away. Nah, that's funny. I can't. It's just like your sensors. Even your other people, I love how they be moving. Because like I said, don't fuck with me, y'all. We want the same mud. Not the green, my nigga, the same mud. I want the mud too. And this shouldn't have came back out like this. Like I said, the king of swords chased away the fools. That cup, the fishy cup, look. Star messages, disappointing news. And somebody thought that they was about to stop me and give me the blues. Who is this? Which clue? Got clues? Who assholes and body parts smelling like this? You know, green is not always good shit, right? Who smells like this? Whose piss is burnt orange? Look, who wanted to see the doctor to see if I could heal him? Give him a couple shots. See, it was safer, like I said. What I told you about Paul, right? Man, I told y'all about him. You're just not supposed to be like that, y'all. Here they go. What I told y'all about it, see, y'all better off. Look, no whores. No, look, they wanted to go against God. Now they can't settle the score. Now they want to take baths. For real, these people are really trash. Look. Like I said, they try to steal these, y'all. Because they want me to expose. You see this? You know what this represent? A list of the crimes that these people did. See? They didn't think that nobody would have I think the drive or the mentality to to dig in a little bit deeper. How about that? And curve them, curve the whole team, especially when I found out about the money. They was trying to get gold cards. Look. Oh, they was trying to get gold cards. You can't make this shit up. Like you get one, but you know you gotta have stipulations to it, and it was X'd out. See that little X right there? That's like, don't take that. That could be a warning label. And then the person that's in disguise, he could think he's big shit, but he's really not. But say a higher up person or more authoritative or scarier figure, because like I said, they were bullying people. Like, you got to take this, or I'm gonna do this. You know what? I learned back in the days, I'll just take that hit. This could represent a hit. I'll just rather take the lick and not fuck with you no more. Let's end this shit. Look, temperance and death. End it. Look. Nobody want to keep on playing with that. Look, can't make no shit like that up. In fast. Look how I bring the look how the birdies flew in. Look. Oh. I be getting other stuff in there too, y'all. So yeah. Because I would just be wanting to go in. But you know, with the Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, the Judgment, the Lovers, the Two of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Who trying to intuitively send the message with the bird card? Because I saved you to like this. No thank yous needed. That's my job. That's why I wasn't playing with none of these sops, and I need my money. They shouldn't have let them steal it. And once you seen that I was in the running, I was winning the race, y'all should have just left me alone. Like I said, look, this first place. Look, I ain't had to, they wasn't playing by the rules. And what rules are they when it's a game that you didn't even know you was playing? What are the rules? Especially when it's people coming in twos or more. Like I said, duels. Page of Swords. Look, it's still two people. Like I said, y'all can love those bitches all y'all want to. King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Hierophant, Ace of Wands, Judgment. Am I supposed to keep that again? Yeah. And the Eight of Cups. So you got this King of Pentacles, this is somebody watching. You got the King of Pentacles. This could be represent the group of people, because you know the King of Pentacles could represent more than one person. And there's three signs watching this Hierophant group, and it's three people on this card, but there could be close in on that Taurus because of the business move that they made. And some people know about the puff the magic dragon, and now they know why a lot of people are poof begons. Nigga did a magic trick. Look, and try to sneak away from it. Slip away. Slip away. Look, because I need you so. Look, she be singing to that bird, bro. Look, this motherfucker like, slip away. Look at this word. And somebody loving it because you have to sit right there, sit on it. Sit on the porch then. Look. Look. Sit on this porch. Look, this sitting on the porch, man. You want to save something? Look at all this information you got too. And that's how many handcuffs you got to put on them people if he wants to rally a crowd. And one's afraid that the justice system is going to come and get him. What are you holding back? What are you hiding, friend? Look, it's falling all out his ass. Look, he got so much shit, it's ridiculous. Look at this. Ain't that a lot of shit? You can't hide that. Look at cats versus dogs. You think that a dog could beat a Mancoon? A panther of some type? A lion? Huh? You think so? You think it'll win? Do you think it'll win? Uh, the things that you motherfuckers do, friends. The things that they've done. Like I said, where's the woman? Where are you? So he can put you in the booth. Look, just like you gonna tell them what they did, and then they gonna not then try to because they're gonna deny it, and that's how you know that's the secret. That's a truth. That's proof. That's a skill. Reverse them. Look, reverse them. Ain't that cool? Mm-mm-mm. So, I got any friends that's running telling this? Y'all still blocking it? Why do y'all steal people's shit? Look, with this seven of pentacles. Why do y'all steal people's shit? Like, why do groups try to steal people business? Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, it should be a heavy burden. Give me a 2x4. Let me lay it on her. Let me lay it on her. So you got the Queen of Wands, who pressed this narrative out, and she lied, and she was rocking out too with the group. You got that one, you always got that one that's got to outdo everybody. And like the Queen of Wands is really living proof. Look, that whatever you want to do. Hmm. Look it. And that cat was waiting to bite niggas, and they ate them up. Like I said, you gotta have dick discipline. You're gonna come out stink. Look, this is leakage. Look, and how it be, yo. And then you gotta lay like this in the tub, ain't it? Look, it hurt. Poochie, it hurt. Look, Poochie, do it hurt? You laughing too? It stink, right? That's work, right? Look, it stink. They go to the bathroom. Just pills and potions. Excremities, is it called, friends? Excrements. Somebody is on the floor laughing. Somebody's damn near on the floor because of their excrements. Mm. Damn. Whew, somebody on the toilet right now because of excrements. Look, he got to drink stuff, and people were putting stuff in people's cup to make them sick as well. Look, so they could go out like this. Sad as hell. Look at the secrets. Somebody is on the floor. For real, I got you that week, baby. In secret. Look at them laughing at me in secret, though. This could be a good or a bad thing. But look how they looking up at the moon. I am me, you mada. So on some gangster ass shit, you can't help but to laugh at it. You better laugh if you can. Somebody could be drunk laughing, bought the drink laughing, probably spit their drink out laughing because I pledge allegiance to them hags that I'ma put their asses in a bag. Remember, it's plenty ways, but how many ways to help you? Look, we picked one, and then I didn't pick one. You only could remember when they put the candy bowl out, you could only get one with the sun card. Yeah, you got the sun and the moon though. Y'all really fucked up. So the sun, the world, the nine. Yeah, the secrets. Yeah, that's 9 years, y'all. Playing with the dead. Y'all seen them shorts. That's why I'm on here though, for real. That's why they try to put me in the red. And then who's bigger than that? Like we supposed to be friends, right? Right, Ted? It's my prerogative to live my life. It's my prerogative. Like, kill your own shit. I'm doing this just for you. Look, this I'm doing it just for you. Look. And this microphone. Sophie. This could be look. Got it. No more questions. See? So somebody don't want to answer no questions. I don't see why not. You guys were signing those checks pretty good, right? When that first came out, yeah, them niggas went from checks to digital, but with this account is bigger. So am I supposed to do something obscene? Didn't I do, like I said, didn't I pass all the tests though? Didn't they almost have it all? For real. Didn't they almost have it all? So you got the Virgo conflicted. Could possibly. Yeah, they're very, very, uh, I heard, mentally distraught. Well, it was supposed to be like problematic, but it's because of the Ten of Swords that they cause per person. Like I said, all money ain't good money. And everybody down there I know but be law. That's why I sent them back. Like I said, who stole? Who thought they was about to bust my ball and get away with it? Remember back in the days when we used to play kickball and stuff? You had to know which asshole was gonna bust your ball. Look, which one of you bitches bust my ball? Look at this saying that. That's fire. And I caught them. And we have no since then. I remember back then, they thought I was playing. They thought I was playing. Like who bust my motherfucking ball? Came in fast on them. Like I said, the hell with that, y'all. Look, the Emperor card. The hell with that, y'all. Which one of you bitches thought it was cool to be signing things and playing with that business? For real, playing with shit you ain't got no business. Look, these people playing hot potato trying to pass that shit along. Like I ain't do it. Look at the messages. I ain't do it. Look, this coming out. Look, this could be heaven sent. Look, this represent the angels. You guys looking down. Like which one of you? Ooh, which one of you motherfuckers made a foolish decision about somebody else's dividends? Like I said, Miss Shillings, who jumped off the cliff for real, and who need to be drugged? Who was taking those trips? I said they accumulated millions. This could represent millionaire status. Look at me. Look, this the SOS too. This could spell out SOS. Like, look at what I found. These could represent people that they put in distress that aren't technically at rest. Like I said, I know people were probably rolling in their graves because these people were smoking haze. Like I said, I don't know if that was a phase, but then don't you pass all of those once you hit a certain age? Look, don't you pass all that shit? You supposed to be one with the sun. Don't you pass all that? Look, this passing up something too. Like I said, these bitches is up to something. Look at his hair. Them antennas. Like these motherfuckers is up to something. Let me hold on. They was up to something. Look, they up to something. So this is what I gotta do. How can I balance out the scales without going to jail or catching a body or two? Look, cause I'll feed you something too, and it ain't gonna be no poison. I'm coming in because I want to feel it like we in love, baby. You know, I want to hear you sing for me. You know that tune. Look, this tuning up something too. Look, King of Swords, the Strength card. Look, let me hear you sing that tune. Play that song for the what he said. Do that dance for Mama. Remember that movie, y'all? Mm-mm-mm. Look, do that dance for Mama. God bless her soul. And y'all was family people, grandmothers and them. Like I said, it never get old. Yeah, I said what I said, but that's because they sold their soul. Why would you mistreat a young child for no reason? Like I said, to steal their diamonds and gold. Look, this is still stealing. And look, like I said, my granny them. Even if she got swindled into it, she still was my goddamn friend. Okay? Am I lying? Look, look. Y'all want to play. Look, she was still my friend. And they look at this what they did. This the church. The people, look, playing with people. Look, confusing everything. They played in her face. And this was her case. Singled her out and took out all of her things, stole her change, and killed her mane. And cut off her mane. And y'all think the pain ain't gonna remain the same until you return my motherfucking everything? You should return my yo everything. Return my everything. Look, only you can bring. Remember all those birds? Oh, remember how they tore up? Look, remember all those birds? And then remember how they tore up all those pillows and shit out there, y'all? Look, what that was supposed to represent. What was that? Look, there's the pillows and shit. What? Give me my shit. This the bird y'all wasn't about to catch and do nothing to it. Look, these people could be pushing that exalted. That could be a person being exalted. Like, yeah, okay, since they fucked us over, we gonna exalt you so you can blow the whistle for us. Help us out. Cause we ain't doing that shit. Bitch, you crazy to the muffin sometimes you could think like that. Cause people will be on your ass. But like I said, everybody get this go pass. Look, you can't make this up. King of Pentacles in the death. So a King of Pentacles is, you know, seeing what it is, what it's hitting for. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, oh yeah, my investigators. Yeah, look at me. Look, I got the flag, I got the red flag. Look, call me, I'm smoking the roaches and killing the rats. Look. This telling them where it's at too. Look, dun 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 dun. Remember the investigation team? And I make it fun, like I said. Who tried to what faggot tried to play me? And that's why I said you will never be king. Grandpa them said you will never. I don't know what that person was about, but that's like I said, this Stranger Things. But as far as my competition, because we're still age range, I'll say the same fucking thing. I'm supposed to have 2 or more brings, right? Look, dun, 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 dun. And I'm showing you guys where he's at. So he's at his wits end. The judgment was flipped face down. Can't make this up, like I said. And it came up too from the town, like I said. I don't know who's your daddy. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Look, it don't matter. We always sad about it. Like I said, I went to a few funerals. I was like, who's the daddy? Look, this could be saying that shit too. Look, for a long time. And it's crazy because I was a little confused, but it didn't matter. Like I said, they gave me enough good news to save myself and to expose you, didn't they? Look, I'm like, who's that daddy? And I was just praying for, peace and putting every piece and everything together so I can be um, comfortable, unfortunately, with my burdens that you guys placed upon me. Even though I knew how to get rid of them, you guys were still trying to just keep them there. And then I said, fuck that. You know what? I know they got to do theirs. And I find a creative way to get it out of here. See? This also represents creativity that you guys weren't going to steal from me. Like I said, trying to put shit in people's guts. I was like, ooh, I wish I could just drop this. Because remember, this could represent a giant. I was like, damn, I wish I could drop this on their head and mash them. Remember the street rollers? I don't know what they thought this was. I had to beat my kids to keep my composure. That didn't mean I wouldn't lose it on the dozer. Look, that didn't mean I wouldn't lose it. I learned at an early age to protect the brand because uh, just for the sake, just for my own sake. And then you know what, learning about the money is like it's equal give or take. You better watch what you're doing. Weigh them. It's like weighing their hearts. Are they light as a feather? Because everybody ain't as tough as they thought they is. And then that's what made me get more clever. Like, okay, if they can do this, then so can I. And that made a lot of people clueless. Like if you could do it, we could match. We can go eye for eye. Don't say nobody's going against the Bible for real, because you got pastors just shooting to kill. Like I said, the electric chair. Look, this lighten it up. Look, this is one of them sitting right there. Then you got them coercing people, teaching them how to put people in a snare and steal their destiny, their information, their livelihood, just their everything. I mean, they don't care. This child learning something. Remember, look, that's still learning. Leo, Sag, Aries. Look, learning something, and somebody's regretful because of the hasty decision that they made to roll with this old train of thought, this old school strong arm. Old school strong arm. Look, motherfucker, like, man, remember this? Remember we just take the shit and walk off? They thought that they was about to do me in, like I said. Shawcross. I don't know why that can't keep coming up, but that's the era, y'all. And what year was he in? I gotta look him back up because that's when they was still in big buzz. It was just chaotic. Everybody was getting shot up. We had real gangs and we had real everything. Is there a place where you guys couldn't go now? Remember how back in the days there were restrictions? Look, it's like look at the kid and look at the Queen of Swords. Like, nope, you can't be up in here. No, that's not for you. Like this for 25 and up crew. Now it's just like anything to do. Any old body will do. Look, we don't care about nothing. We need that for money. Look, for real, that's why I was like, I'll fuck somebody. I'll be killing it, don't I? I saw I fuck somebody up because it's like, any old music, this play a poncho. Look, on the ponchos and still got caught in the rain. Like I said, it got worse and worse over the days. Emperor card, it got worse and worse, and y'all see it. Like I said, ain't nobody taking my shit to the grave. Let me give him an animal so he can get my money out his ass. Let me give him an animal. You can't make this up, so he can shit my money out his ass. Yo. Look, I caught it. That's one dime. Now where are the rest of them? All million, billion of them. I'm talking about it's massive. Look, Sign of the times, number 9. Engine number 9. Let's give them the ride, the wickedest ride, y'all. 10. Like I said, hundreds of years, it don't matter. It's time to redirect, or we all gonna fall. You don't think so? Did I lie, y'all? Talking about colonizations. I know it's the end, but what about the colonization? Like, people need to stop that shit. We supposed to work together. Like, you want to share your wife or something? You want to share your sandwich? You want to share your sandwich? Look, do you want to share that fucking sandwich? You want to eat the mystery sandwich? And they peanut butter and jelly be like, what is that? A diet supplement part? When they do that, look how much they put, like a teaspoon of jelly and a teaspoon of peanut butter on the Gene wheat bread, and you get the kindergarten milk. That's for Blue's Clues. And you might get a little dab of fruit. What? Some old canned peaches from like the 1900s. Or you gonna walk around and act like you tough with the shower shoes on. That's not a flex, y'all. You got like 2 men outside working, trying to build fucking empires, and you bitches just starting trouble. Look, the King of Pentacles, the Death card, the Judgment, the illusions. He was offering people shit that really wasn't there, and he was already congregating with a set of thieves so they can keep stealing. Like I said, that was a L for your team. And the King of Pentacles and the Death, his backfire with his death magic. This represents multiple men. So when I say King of Pentacles and you play my shit back for your friends, watch how he cringe. Like, damn, you might see his ass fall out his back end. I wish I could see him sweat. At least one time, since we knew each other back then. No, I'm teasing. But seriously, whoever this King of Pentacles is that sent out the black flag, and his judgment put everybody who was rolling with him in the hashtag. Look, those are people like, hey, hold on. They're like, oh shit, hey. They was just like getting zapped. Because they wasn't listening to reason, they was listening to that. And they knew about it. That's the sick part. Like, if somebody told me some shit like that, though, y'all, I wouldn't do it. That's why I just, in words, just tell you what it's supposed to be. The pictures don't lie to a degree. Like, especially if you're like damn near like right there, they don't lie. You can't. You could see everything. And these are seeing fucking cards. The ground, the death, you still see. Look at that flag. You ain't missing that. The sun, you never miss the sun unless you're blind. And that's not happening. Because it's going to shine every fucking time. You can't make this up. So all you guys were stealing, and then justice came in because I had called y'all bluff. Y'all thought it was joking. Now for real, I need my stuff. Well, I would just take my house. But this King of Pentacles is in a drought. He's sad. The main frame of this, the one who called judgment. Like I said, y'all been following a bitch since 6. I did go with the territory, y'all. Like I said, this is not a hit or miss. I seen it, and I'm not traumatized by it. I just need to kill off them demons. Them demons. Romeo must die. Only Romeo ass falling out. Hold on, Romeo in his casting team. Look, must die. Shit, I ain't beat the hell out of them things. Like them things. Sometimes I feel like 15. Somebody's watching me. And I have no privacy. This is a scary movie. Oh, oh, oh. I didn't know about magic, y'all. I swear on everything. But once I found out about it, I was like, oh, it's real because I remember putting everything together. Like I said, they weren't going to be clever to me. I was like, you know what? Because, like you're scared of certain things, you have to face your fears. You have to face your fears. Look at the strength card. Somebody was stealing and lying too. Look, spying. Now they crying because they got bit in the leg by the lion. They got bit. Here are your papers. Look, this is your prescript. Here's the scripts. They got scripts. Look, somebody got rushed off. Like I said, that's crazy. Drinking. Like I heard, the judge is pissed off. I know you are. I would too. Like I said, I'll rip anything off except for a bank or, attempt any type of credit card or any type of fraud. Like I said, I was raised with it. I done seen it all. I owe you nothing. Look, time to ball. King of Pentacles, the Death, the Tower. So there's nothing left. You want to play, you better play to win. And a lot of these people wasn't right, and they fell to the left, to the left. Look, you can't make that shit up. To the left, to the left. Ooh, what is that? The Tower card? Yeah, but look. Oh man. Eight of Cups, the Hermit, Three of Wands, wow, Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, blind justice, and being blinded but still could see. It's hard. You could look into the meaning of the cards. But anyways, they see that there was no emotions when delivering this information. I just put it on the table. Like I said, this was put down for the Cain and Abel. See, I had both of them. So I was in the middle. Like I said, they put me in the stable. And we found what we were looking for. Like I said, everybody, all the way down to the gorgeous, the porges, storage, and some more shit. Look. The Page of Swords. Like I said, y'all should have gave me my shit. But it's okay. I'll just do you like this. And then that's just going to keep on adding it up. Like I said. Going to keep on adding up. He ain't going to be no last man standing. You're going to be sitting down like this. Fighting for your life. Because you did a whole lot of this. Like somebody's in denial about it. But they mad about the money. And they see that I walked away because, like I said, some shit you just can't let nobody take from you. Oh man, they watching the magic pass through each person individually, like the blowback. because they set off the bomb and ran off. Look, it's a trail. Like I said, mass off 3 years and then payments. Like I said, these bitches was sending everything they could around theirs. And then 89, you got an 89-year-old. I heard 89-year-old, well, got 89-year-old seer. So we do got older women. Like I said, these witches are, they really weird. And they kids too. But since 89, they was putting magic and giving up people, giving my money to these fucking, these illusions to make them appear like they could talk to birds and shit. I never said I could talk to birds. It's just their response to me. It's kind of weird. Like I said, stranger things. But they was doing it too. Look, this is the business about my change. Look, business about my change. And my change. Look, the bird came and then I found these. That's funny. You know what I just got out of here, you guys? You know, they got the I just got, you know how they said Jamaicans got like 100 jobs. You know, it's both sides. Look, that's everything. Bullseye, both sides. You gotta be a Renaissance man. That's just what I got out of that. Look, you gotta be a Renaissance man. It's like, okay, you got that. You hold on now. Look at my stuff, right? Look at my protection. And it's like, hold on, you got that. Hold on now, bitch. Let's sort it out first. Hold on, you're not coming in rushing in with a great confusion. I need to see what we got in the brawn, okay? We just put it together and work it out. You know, so we don't be like this. And this is also a process. Like I said, prayed up for protection. Hold on now, let's sort this out because people be rushing in like this, and that's how they got caught in the drought. And they still waiting on somebody money. Like I said, the Lovers, the Queen of Swords, the Magician. So you have a Gemini woman with this Lovers and the Queen of Swords and the Magician. In reverse, like I said, somebody's older. And I said 89-year-old witch, but you know, since 89, they've been doing this too. Like I said, ain't no secret shit. You thought you were going to get those cups. See, it's almost time for them to get those cups. And guess what? It went from money to shit. Like I said, those bastards are bad luck. You can't make this up. Can you dig it, friends? Can you dig it? I'm just saying, it's funny. But with our friends, since the Gemini, the she's very, very sad. Look, she's going to jail. Like I said, got it, nigga. Fuck what I had. 70 years old. Are you almost 70? Close to it. You don't want to go to jail now? About am I fluent enough now since 6? Am I fluent? Am I able to row your boat? Look, this all the people they put afloat too. So what Gemini gonna be on the roast? I am your hostess. Presenting Miss Lottie, like I said, who's really the whore. Just got a tortoise in the hair. Like I said, what's going on there? Heard it smells like death. And boom boom not here. Look, can't make this up. I was blocked off like, okay, there go another devil. There go another devil worshiper demon. Okay. Hi, friend. It's not to be funny, but it is what it is. Like, you like I said, you can't even pretend. Because people are gonna be who they gonna be. You can't make them bend. Look, Queen of Wands, death. So some horrors in revert. Some horrors gonna be put to death to Queen of Wands. Look, for being a toxic bomb. Like I said, she tied to everything. Like I said, we don't have to be in everybody's kingdom in spite of what we see, right, friends? I'm not gonna tell you what to do, friends, but always look at how you want to play to win. This is just a single man here. Look, they were betrayed by friends because they wanted to put it in. Please let me put it in, baby. Come on, look. Come on, look. The decisions, please let me look. This could be working on it. This working it out. But I was like, Jesus, all right, that's right. See, look, that motherfucker. Now everybody about to be on ice. Please let me put it in, baby. Come on. Remember that song, y'all? Come on. I was busy doing shit like that, trying to make me over, make me nice. Like I said, I like my money. I like my life. And I know I mention money a lot, but like I said, people did so much, ain't nothing else to drop. Right? Ain't nothing else to drop except for them and my money. Right? And my deposit. My deposit safety box. You want to take me to Texas? You want me to tear down some locks? Huh? You want me to tear down? Look, I tear it down. Let's go to Texas, friends. All my exes live in Texas. Look, you can't make this. All my exes live in Texas. Somebody is. Y'all got married in Texas too? No, I'm serious. Texas toast. Let me turn Texas to toast. Look, not everybody. I just remember where it got took to. Got a condo on my wrist, or I'm cashing out. Remember that? Remember? Do you remember? Dun, dun, where you stole my figures? Dun, 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 dun. Look, 10 of Wands. I mean, 10. Damn, why I got 10 of Wands? Right? No, that's the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Do you remember? Yeah, they ran off on a plug. And I electrocuted them. Aren't we shocked? I electrocuted them. Damn, that's not the word. I electrocuted them. The Empress. That look, electrocuting. You can't make this shit up. Look, shock of a lifetime. Give me my money. We're gonna make this. Remember, I secured myself. We're gonna remember. Get ready. What's about to happen to them? To the horse. All the way. All my exes live in Texas. Look, wish fulfillment. Problems. All my exes live. What's about to happen to them? Look, this to 9 years. Look, this behind bars. You're gonna have to put your sheet up on that bar like this. When you take a shit. And you're gonna get fat. Look. You go to prison, I don't know what they be putting in that food, but they be giving them motherfuckers big business, bro. Look, the hair font, the King of Swords, you love it. King of Swords, hug group. And you like this look at my chaos and brutality. And it's funny, but you like the clarity of it, the understanding of it. For real, I try to come in nice, but ain't nothing really to be nice about because you would want to see if you could see if you could fix them, like how you do chargers with rice, put them in the rice. Look, the King of Pentacles, the decisions, put them in the rice. Look, this they're going to the mess hall and everything. Fast. They need to be locked up for doing this type of stuff. Like I said, nobody's exempt, especially for playing with my money. I ain't no fucking wimp. Look, look. Ain't that Stone Cold Steve Austin, yo? Look at the chariot card. And then on top of that, you know who I just got? Because if I'm not mistaken, like I said, I'm not really fully sure on the cards, but this one I believe this is Shannon. And she come and jump her fat ass down here. That's my sister. That's what I just got. She came and helped me out. Because I don't know, it was something special about them. Like I said, they were stealing people's destinies. I really believe in my heart that she didn't just fall down those stairs when she was about 1 or 2 when my mom was at work. Okay. Take it as it resonates. But look at how the people did. That shit still stands today. Look at what they did. I've seen it. Like I said, they should be dismayed. How am I supposed to present myself? How should I be? Like I said, some of them not behave. You got to make wise choices with yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you can't beat them, you don't have to join them either. You just play your position. You got to stand on business. Like, hold up, bitch. This could be me. Tell them, hold up, bitch. No, wait a minute. You bald head sons of bitches. Look, that shit funny, y'all. I like that. Rudy Ray Moore and all them. Take it to the grave, bitch. But seriously, it's funny. But look at, how you bald head, bitch. Y'all think y'all about to take my keys and shit? No, wait a minute. You didn't help me you didn't help me set up the business. You actually went against it. So now whose line is it anyways? And then you cut their hands off. Look, spade. Peace. Like I said, you got to spank some people sometime. You got to do them like this, put them some way like this, like the little whimpering dogs they really are for doing this. Like I said, conjuring up, using people, promising them this, partnerships of any sort. Like I said, everybody should have been working. Look, promising them everything. Everybody should have been working. And I was doing this, and like I said, you could feel the people. One thing's for sure too, them sensors don't be uncertain. It's like, I don't like to judge people, but you could see it when they first come in. You just play your position and hope they play their hands. Because like I said, it doesn't matter the woman or the man. The woman's self-defense is to break him down, to make his ass make his ass be damned. He ain't no mother. He ain't pushing out. You pushing out people like him. Look, I'm pushing it out. So it's unreliable offers to come in with an exotic emotion that's gonna have people like this sitting on the stand telling on them. They gonna wonder why he ain't gonna be able to play with the lotion. Cause I broke his fucking his pinky fingers or his thumb. Or I just kicked his shin out one of one. Like I said, we both gonna be like this, right? Cause I gotta play it off too, right? Who dumb? Be like, yo, I ain't, unless you got me on camera. Only on camera. Be like, yo, look what he did to me. I'm gonna take the look what he did. You know how they be lying? I be watching a lot of TV. They start crying out the blue and everything. That shit's funny. Look, I'll be watching people too. Y'all ain't gonna manipulate the situation. It's funny, y'all. This is all funny. But the situation that I'm telling you is real. I just got jokes about it. I ain't gonna do none of that. I told you I'll hold mine. I'm gonna hold my line. If I did something to defend me, yes, check it. If I did something to defend me, listen, nigga, I caught. Look at the lion coming. You can't get away from that lion. With all the motherfucking swords. Look how close in proximity is. It's like, in their case, it's like, okay, look it, I see him, get him, friend. Make him give it back. Look, That's losing something, losing balance. Knock them off balance. No, you can't even make that up. Look at the balance of it. Said the lion, told y'all about the lion, the magic. Like I said, I don't have any filters. Why should I be the saddest? Ain't that you gotta let those emotions out you gotta get it out some way, somehow. And why not help out the people that's secretly scouting you out? Whether it's good or bad, secretly scouting you out. You can't make this shit up. This is two watching cars and having the knowledge like this. Like I said, they really fucked up. And they keep on playing in graveyards and they fucking with people cups and they throwing this stuff. And it's like, you throwing this stuff? Like I said, we could have been building so much more shit up. And you need more than 3 or 4 men to do it. Y'all lazy as fuck. That's why I need my money. I did this and they ain't got shit. Look, if you look at the 2 of Wands, let me get there. But if you look at the 2 of Wands, look, oh, you can't make this up, y'all. They didn't even clean that shit up. And they sit up there trying to watch stuff. I need my fucking money. And I can't stop saying that, y'all. 8 Page of Swords. Shit, so yeah, since I was a Page of Swords. Like I said, 30 motherfucking years or so, that's a call, dears. And y'all know that. Y'all been watching, y'all watch documentaries. Y'all know that shit. But it takes forever to get away. But it's like, but you also gotta recognize it. Like I said, I didn't even know I was in no fucking gang, bitch. No matter who, don't nobody sign you up in no secrets. Who in the fuck, bitch? You can't hide this. And even whoever did it, like you didn't even come to me correct, and I was in the same ditch. Look, we in the same members. We in the same fucking place. But we ain't got the same faith. We ain't on the same case, because see, you're supposed to have co-defendants, or you're gonna have to share your business with them. Well, you had to share your business with them, and I wasn't doing that. And then I seen these, like I said, these nasty little rats. You become nasty when you're trying to do this, especially against that. How you gonna win at all costs against somebody who got all the facts? And bigger than them. And it's clean. Look at this. That could be represent thunder, all that. I just got plundering. The signatures and shit. Practicing how to just put a bitch in a ditch. And then we had to watch them so we could learn how to get out of that. How you get out of that? Houdini. How's he gonna get out of that? Practice makes perfect. Eventually, you become a pro at it. The Hierophant and the King of Swords. That 5 of Swords again, though. But with the Hierophant and the King of Swords, yeah, that's somebody doing a magic trick. I was always going to tell you about it because I had to win about it. Like I said, we knew certain things, but I didn't know certain things. You just start coming once you get more settled in yourself. When you get your call. Everybody don't get their call because they don't be listening. They miss theirs. I wasn't missing that flight, that midnight train in Georgia, bitch, to get me some watermelons. Put watermelons. I just got the Billie Jean. So, King, if somebody's not in love, somebody's really torn up behind the death of something, the death of someone, and the thought of going to jail behind the death, it's got them stuck. Yes, King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fella. And the death card represents the Scorpio. So you're feeling the blood clot way, boy? As you should. Yes. Look, you should. Because, like I said, you got had me misconstrued. I mean, everybody had me misunderstood, and I was trying to explain it to them, and I shouldn't have had to. So, I just started praying, and God rained upon them. Mhm. I'm like, yo, I ain't got nothing lost smooth. I ain't had shit else to prove. And I really wasn't trying to prove nothing in the first place. It's just people see me working. And it may seem like I'm trying to outdo somebody, but who, like I said, who want be lazy me? Who like lazy me? I don't like lazy. Because, I've been working for so long, like I treat people like babies, and I had to break out of it. Look, it's like, let it go. No holding down any horse. Let it go. Let it go. See? And y'all can say whatever y'all want to. Like I said, I'll smack the fuck out of one of these stinking bitches when they fucking people old enough to be their kids. So call me childish. For real. Like, bitch, you 40, 50. Talking about, I'm trying to live my life. Like, okay, do it. Live that motherfucking life. But not in my name, not off my change, not off my intellectual property, anything pertaining to me. But he said, you gotta reach me something for that, bitch. My motherfucking energy and boss moves ain't free. Look, the devil in reverse, reach me something for that. My energy is not free. And the decisions card. Like, that's crazy. Y'all gotta, what he said? I love the movies quotes, y'all. Make up your goddamn mind. For real. You ain't gotta breadcrumb me. You can't salt shake me. I don't need that. Especially when I know the where the knot in the pocket and the Bentley car keys are at. Right? Yeah. See, look, I found them. Look, I told you, look, you can't make this up. He mad too. He like, damn, she ain't getting my stuff. It's not your stuff. Look, you can't make this up. And I almost flipped it this way. That's not yours, it's mine. So you shouldn't have let them coerce you into making that type of foolish decision. So you got a Aries, Leo, Sag, in the justice system, and the justice, and they're tied to the devil because of so that we definitely got a Sagittarius in there. He's very hurt because I walked away from my emotions because I let out the canine and it sniffed out everything. And then they made the stars shine. Even though I'm doing this, y'all, it still go together. Like I said, who else? Who else? The thieves been locked. And the stars shining on them. Look, they wanted to be stars. They wanted to shine with my money. Did y'all still got those? Y'all got those cards and stuff? Did y'all park those cars? Did y'all pull up to the bumper, baby? And write them tickets, please. I know people be mad. Like, she the police. I'm everything. Didn't I tell y'all I'm every woman? That's why I told y'all to leave me alone, because I had everybody fucking with me. Why is everybody always picking on me? I'll take out them papers, get them documents out, and put them people who hands was on it, who John Hancock, even if they fraudulently they forged the name, put them in the trash. I got to get that money back. Dun, 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 dun. Look, somebody mad because they wasn't getting away. They shouldn't have did that. Look. So, and they're scared. For real, trying to hold me back. These niggas want to hold me back. It's okay. Like I said, get my money. Look, um, it could come out of his ass. You can give him an enema, give him a lie detector test. You can give him the squeeze test. Y'all want to learn something new? Told you I'm innovative. We could create a squeeze test for him. Look at how long they've been squeezing me. And I still got juice. That's why we got to cut these chains loose, right? About that money. Look. Let's break it loose, bust them loose. Do, 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 do. Look at that, this pimp smooth though. Do, 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 dun, 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 dun. And it is a song, Bust the Loose. I feel like busting loose, don't bust the loose. Look, I told y'all. See, this could be feeling like, okay, I see you. This nigga flossing with my shit. So, okay, let's get some more about it before I close it. Because I am hungry, y'all. So, you got the star, the temperance, and the devil. So, that's the Aquarius, Sag, and the Capricorn. Mmm. With the Two of Swords in the Fool, and the Offer, and the King of Cups. Okay, so somebody wants a healing. This to me got the healing. Somebody wants the healing from the devil. Oh, friend. Somebody was also trying to do magic and shit on the Capricorn, which is granting them, and all that shit was blocked. Like I said, covered with the blood of Jesus. Pray up. And I smoke herb. For real, if I had a bong, they call it, that's the only thing that's sideways be in my cup. Hmm? Like I said, you can feel when it's static, and you got to know what's up. And the only way you're going to find that is if you look up. I pray to God. Like I said, I don't judge anybody who doesn't believe. You could see this, though, right? You see this? I'm not saying this, every is different strokes for different folks. Some people are understanding. Like I said, a lot of Christians, a lot of church going folks, a lot of supposed to be modest folks that just allegedly don't see, but they ain't on a hoax. Just like I said, I don't judge you until you show me that your shit is a joke. Then Bruce Lee coming in with the smoke. You supposed to be like this. Real pimps gonna let these hoes show themselves. Break yourself. You can't make this up. Break yourself. Because I'm not giving up. Like this me sending a bird to you. Here you go. Don't make me drop a bag on you. Bag on you. But break yourself. Shit. Like, nigga, I see that shit and I feel it. I can smell it and everything. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Right. So I was like, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Look, this is what I got for you now. Now, you give everybody, you get trick-or-treaters candy. Since they was playing with ghosts. And I was the hostess with the mostest. Look, I almost couldn't hold that shit. I was like, yo, you know what? Something got to give. Let me see how I can work this out. And then I made lights with it. Turn on the lights. We talking like skimmer action. Had them saying, I'm sorry for acting. Dun, dun, dun. Look, I'm sorry. Look, this that ass whooping. Look, that's that switch. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, let me own this. I'll be back with some more. Thank you.